Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I wanted my first video on this channel to be a bit of an about me story time kind of thing, but as I was thinking of stories I could tell, I realized that I'm not a super interesting person, so there aren't many stories I could tell that would take up a whole video. So I decided that the first half of the video will be the story, and then the second half will be just me going through all the goals I wrote down for 2024, and then talking about the kinds of videos I will be making on this channel. So let's get started. Alright, story time. I have been misspelling my name for most of my life. Well, at least like my middle name. So my middle name is Paige, and you may be thinking, how in the world do you not know how to spell Paige? That's like so easy, just sound it out. Well, that's exactly what I did. I sounded it out, and I spelled out Paige, P-A-I-G-E. Like how you spell the name Paige, right? Well, my middle name isn't Paige, P-A-I-G-E. It's Paige, P-H-A-I-G-E. It's got an H in it. But doesn't PH phonetically make an F sound? Yes, it does, English major that's about to comment correcting my grammar. But my family has always pronounced my middle name as Paige without the PH. So whenever I had to spell it, I just sounded it out the way I always heard it, and that was without the H. And as a kid, I didn't look at any like official documents that had my full name spelled out on it, so I just never noticed. It wasn't until a couple years ago that I was looking through my baby book with my dad, and I noticed he spelled my middle name wrong in it. So I'm like, hey dad, you spelled my middle name wrong in my baby book. And he's like, no I didn't. And I'm like, yes you did, Paige isn't spelled with an H. And he's like, well, your middle name is spelled with an H. And that's when my reality exploded. Okay, well, maybe reality didn't explode, but like there was at least a couple like cracks in it, okay? I've been misspelling my own name for years and I had no idea. I even made it a whole thing in grade school that no one in my class knew my middle name, when in reality I didn't even know my own middle name. There are probably like official documents somewhere where I had to like sign my full name that are just spelled wrong because I had no idea my middle name has an H in it. I asked my dad why in the world he would put an H in the middle of a perfectly fine middle name, and he just said that my mom picked it out and it was probably some anime character or something. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any anime characters named Paige with an H that were made before I was born, but if any of you have a niche childhood memory involving a character named Paige, please let me know. And hopefully it's a cool character because that would at least make up for it a little bit. Anyways, so that is the story about how I have been misspelling my own name for like 12 or 13 years. That is a long time to not know how to spell your own name. But now, at least, any official documents I have to sign with my full name will be spelled correctly. So we're good. So we're going to move past that now. And now we're going to talk about my goals for this year and this channel. So my big main goal is to make art my full-time job. That includes getting this channel monetized, getting more commissions and sales from my shop. I also would like to sell at markets and stuff, and hopefully get my art into a local gallery or one of those shops that sells artwork from local artists. That would be amazing. My non-business goals are kind of separated into different categories like creative and health and stuff like that. My creative goals are really just like new hobbies I want to start or old projects I want to finish. And then health goals are like habits I want to build, like eating 2 healthy foods a day or spending more time outside and exercising, stuff like that. I really tried to keep my goals pretty simple this year so they aren't as intimidating. I also tried to only make 4 goals for each category, but I added a few extra ones here and there because I had to and I was writing in pen so I couldn't erase anything. I also made a cute Notion page to keep track of everything. Notion, if you want to sponsor me, I love you, please. It's too early to be talking about sponsorships for the channel, but they say dream big, and you have to speak your intention out into the universe for it to happen. So that's what I'm doing. So as for my plans for this channel, I'm going to be posting once a week, probably on Wednesdays, but we'll see how that works with like scheduling and all that. I'm also not a huge fan of Wednesdays, so I might change it to a different day of the week. But any changes that I do make with posting, I will keep you guys updated, either here on YouTube or like one of my other social medias. And then as for the kinds of videos I will be making, if you're from my TikTok or Instagram, they're not really going to be like any of those. They're going to be like a different format. I'm not going to be doing art tutorials at all because I am so bad at teaching. Like, it's not even funny how bad at teaching I am. It's more going to be like just things I find interesting. I will be doing art in the video, so like if I'm talking about an animal, I'll be drawing it and then talking about it in the voiceover. And just like all the different things I find interesting that I can somehow relate back to art or like I want to draw. So animals, cryptids, I want to do a series about different artists and their lives. I think that would be a lot of fun, like Bob Ross and Vincent van Gogh and stuff like that. So if any of that sounds interesting to you and it sounds like something you would enjoy, then please consider subscribing because we would get along great. And even if you don't enjoy it, I would consider subscribing anyways for the sake of my poor grandma who has to sit through all of my inane ramblings about random things that I've learned. So this channel is really more of an outlet so that maybe I won't bombard her with the same ocean animal facts over and over and over again, which she doesn't get annoyed by, but I'm sure she would appreciate if I had some other outlet for them other than just her. Anyways, so those are all of my goals and my plans, and obviously my most interesting story about myself. And I'll tell you, I am already getting that little voice in the back of my head that's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna fail all of your goals this year, even though I haven't even started any of them. But one of my goals, coincidentally, was to work on that. So I guess I have to start my goals now. I feel like the new year is full of a lot of stress for most people, especially considering the stuff that's happening all over the world, and stuff that has been happening all over the world since like 2020 basically. The New Year's aren't really a happy celebration anymore for a lot of us. It's more like, oh my gosh, what in the world could possibly happen next? Like, my bingo card isn't ready for this. But I hope that by me sharing my plans and my goals with you guys, that maybe you feel a little bit inspired to follow the wise person on the internet that said, being delulu is the salulu. So be as delusional as you possibly need to be, and maybe that'll make this year work a little bit better for everyone. And I know that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be as delusional as possible, and then maybe I'll survive. But if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.